Friends, respected ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'll start with my friend. When I came to Geneva first time in 1994, I met this great soul from occupied Tamil land of Sri Lanka. And he told me one thing. He said that, in Switzerland we have so many mountains and so many lakes. But in UN Switzerland, you will find mountains of papers and lakes of coffees. And in 90s, there were so many papers. Now we are much paperless. Rest in peace, my friend. My appreciation to Dr. Charles Graves. I grew up as a human rights defender under his guidance, under his supervision. He has been a motivation because he comes from developed world, but he spent his life struggling for the rights, human rights of oppressed people of the world. Thank you, Dr. Charles, for always standing. And Mr. Bureau, thank you for giving opportunity to oppressed people to speak, to give platform so that we can raise our voice. We, the peaceful human rights defenders, we don't take up arms, we take up papers and come here and express ourselves. Uh, Before starting to my country, Sindh, which has always been an independent state before 1947 when it was occupied on false promises by Punjabi army and Pakistan. I will come to Christopher. Christopher mentioned that Al-Qaeda is reviving in Afghanistan as per US intelligence reports. My question is that after spending more than 4 decades in Afghanistan, why still we are frightened with Al-Qaeda? It means that we don't want to remove, we don't want to eradicate Al-Qaeda. We targeted always Afghanistan. Why not Pakistan, which has been a nursery of terrorism? Global terrorism comes from Pakistan, under the direction of Pakistan's military, Punjabi military. Who created Al-Qaeda? Afghan groups were fighting against Soviet invasion in 70s, 80s, 90s. So who gathered the Muslim terrorist Mujahideen at that time from entire Muslim world? ISI, Pakistan's notorious inter-service intelligence under the military of Pakistan. When after 9/11 we attacked Afghanistan, where did we find Osama bin Laden? Where did we find Abu Faraj al-Libi, Abu Zubaydah? All the notorious Al-Qaeda terrorists we found in Pakistan, yet we made Pakistan our partner. So our target was wrong. If you want to get rid of terrorism, sorry to say, get rid of Pakistan. Mr. Chairman, first I will come to my land where I was born, Sindh. Sindh, a prosperous country. All the invaders who invaded India in history, Sindh was the first target, always, because it was one of the richest states of the world in history. 5,000-year-old civilization in Sindh. We found ruins in Mohenjo-daro and today's capital of Sindh, Karachi. Mohenjo-daro before 5,000 was more developed than today's Sindh. This was Sindh and this is Sindh today. We in Sindh run expenses of entire Pakistan, yet we don't get any civic facilities, we don't get any human rights. More than 50% of Pakistan's national exchequer comes from Sindh, while more than 50% of Pakistan's spending goes to Punjab of Pakistan, who contributes nothing to Pakistan. So why our targets are always wrong? Why international community is accepting Pakistan's branding of Pakhtuns as a terrorist, while Pakhtuns are the biggest victims of terrorism? So we have to correct our directions. I will also mention Balochistan. We human rights defenders, we face so many difficulties. I live in London, but I live in fear. I always fear for my life, for my liberty in London because of my views, because of my human rights activities, and because of being a secular. Because I don't believe that religion is an imposing thing. Religion is a personal thing and it should be practiced personally. Don't impose on others. And when I express these things, my life, my children's life becomes in danger. And we have witnesses. Sajid Baloch, a journalist, Baloch, fled Pakistan, sought asylum in Sweden, and his dead body was found in a river in Sweden. I was in Canada last month and I asked my friends there that take me to the place where we found body of Karima Baloch, a human rights defender. I met her before her death, few months before her death in Geneva. She was our colleague. And they took me in Toronto to Lake Ontario through a cruise to an island. And they said that she jumped from this island. Now listen, Karima Baloch went to university to attend her class. Then she takes a ship, goes to island and jumps. And they say that it was suicide. Pakistan's ISI has no limits. 2 years back, Dutch police, Holland, they called British police and said that there is a Pakistani who has come from London to Rotterdam to kill a human rights defender, Ahmad Waqas Goraya, because he speaks truth about Pakistan's army. And we have found that he bought a knife in Rotterdam and he was ragging Ahmad Waqas Goraya's house. But he could not find him because we put him in a secret place. So now he is coming back to London, arrest him. So British police arrested him. They found WhatsApp chat in his mobile with ISI, and ISI had offered him £100,000 sterling to kill Ahmad Waqas Goraya. This is happening here, and nobody is talking about the root cause of terrorism, which is Pakistan. Coming to another human rights defender who has sent me his statement to read here with the permission of Dr. Charles Graves. Small statement.
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. He is Mehran Baloch. He is a human rights defender from Balochistan. Dr. Charles Graves he has worked under Charles Graves also here. And he came to Geneva on British passport always. In 2016, when he came to attend United Nations Human Rights Session, he was arrested at Geneva airport on behest of Pakistan and deported back to London and put an embargo. He cannot come to Switzerland. With your permission, respected ladies and gentlemen, I am reading this piece on behalf of Mehran Baloch, who unfortunately can't travel to Switzerland due to a ban imposed by Switzerland on behalf of Pakistan. Terrorism is a global challenge, but South Asia in general, Balochistan region has suffered the economic, social and political terrorism at the hands of the state of Pakistan. Balochistan has been the epicenter of state terrorism. For example, during the Afghan war of the 80s, Pakistan promoted jihadi culture in Balochistan, which seriously damaged the secular social fabric of Balochi society. In the 90s, Pakistan heavily propagated extremism, at the same time tested nuclear bomb on Baloch soil. After 9/11, Pakistan embarked upon the most aggressive military campaign in Balochistan, where abduction, extrajudicial killing, discovery of mass graves have been the order of the day. Pakistan was an ally of the West in the so-called war against terrorism. Throughout our history of occupation of Pakistan since 1948, the international community and in particular United Nations have failed the Baloch people and miserably failed to uphold the so-called principles they stand for. Friends, last point, I will come 1 minute only, 1 minute. Religious extremism in Pakistan is promoted. Last week in my land, Sindh, a Dr. Shahnawaz was killed in police station by police DIG who studied in Oxford University in London. He killed a man who was only charged with blasphemy. While he denied that I have done blasphemy, he was arrested and extrajudicially killed. 1 week before, in KP, Pakistan, another soul was killed on the name of blasphemy. Pakistan is promoting terrorism on the name of Islam, and a notorious head preacher, Dr. Zakir Naik, is guest of state of Pakistan next week to promote his extremist views in Pakistan. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.